Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's confirmed upcoming price increase, new Roadster details from Elon, an interesting Model 3 battery replacement, and more. So let's get into it, and a special thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring a portion of this video. First up today, in a new interview, Elon Musk has given a few more details about the upcoming Roadster version 2. Originally unveiled all the way back in 2017, Tesla has had this project on the back burner for some time, giving hints here and there, but always making it clear that this is a ways off from true production. At the end of the day, it's a niche product at $250,000 and not their focus. Since unveiling this, they have ramped the Model 3, launched the Model Y, which is now the best-selling car in the world, and launched the Cybertruck. Likely we won't be seeing the Roadster until after these cars are all going strong, and potentially not until the next gen Tesla is on its way. In any case, most recently Elon gave a few updates in a string of tweets saying, quote, "Tonight we radically increased the design goals for the new Tesla Roadster. There will never be another car like this, if you could even call it a car. Tesla/SpaceX collab. Production design complete and unveil end of year, aiming to ship next year. I think it has a shot at being the most mind-blowing product demo of all time." Furthermore, he hinted that it could fly and that it would have a 0 to 60 under 1 second, but of course, quote, "that is the least interesting part." These are very cool things, but they are also very much Elon things, meaning they sound very cool but don't actually confirm a ton. And plenty could change here. However, regarding features that are truly likely to come, in a recent interview with Don Lemon, Elon confirmed that the new Roadster will use steer-by-wire and an all-new yoke. So that all-new yoke is expected, but steer-by-wire here is likely the second Tesla to receive this tech after the Cybertruck. For anyone who has driven the Cybertruck, it's clear that this technology makes for an incredible drive, but it would be a completely different experience on a vehicle like the Roadster, which is far smaller than the Cybertruck. In the Cybertruck, steer-by-wire makes maneuvering that large truck very easy, since it takes that and makes steering adaptive depending on your speed. The Roadster could absolutely feature the same, but it could take it a step further, allowing customers to absolutely customize their experience for the track. Next up today, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Recently, I found myself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. This was ultimately caused by a deep betrayal that blindsided me and shook my very foundations. This wasn't just about feeling hurt, it was a complex mix of anger, sadness, confusion, and a profound sense of loss. It was a turning point that forced me to confront emotions I'd rather have avoided, stress that seemed insurmountable, and situations so emotionally charged they felt like a maze with no exit. But that's where therapy stepped in. At the end of the day, you are your mind, and just the same way you would train for physical health, mental health is just as important. Therapy taught me that emotions are important to listen to and process. At the same time, they can often be reframed in healthy ways so you can move forward confidently. My transformative experience with therapy is why I'm so passionate about sharing the benefits of BetterHelp, today's sponsor. BetterHelp makes accessing therapy simple, flexible, and tailored to your needs, whether through phone calls, video chats, or messages. With BetterHelp, you're matched with a licensed therapist suited to your preferences and challenges, ensuring you receive the support you need to navigate life's complexities. Join over 4 million people who've used BetterHelp to find a healthier, happier path. Visit betterhelp.com/Ryan Shaw and choose Ryan Shaw at sign up for a special discount off of your first month. Steering could not only be tuned to the firmness you like, but a steering ratio that you like most for every scenario. This could dial in a driving experience more like a Formula 1 car, but of course, there will always be differences. With that said, Elon further added that the Roadster is, quote, "not even really a car." Because of the SpaceX collaboration here, he added, "you can expect some rockety stuff there," and detailed, "it's going to have some rocket technology in it. I think the only way to do something cooler than Cybertruck is to combine SpaceX and Tesla technology to create something that's not even really a car, something that's never existed before." Then when asked if competition will follow Tesla in regards to things like a drive-by-wire yoke on the Roadster, he said, "I don't think anyone will make anything like the Roadster we're going to make." He seems pretty confident that this is a wild product that nobody else would even attempt, and coming from the Cybertruck, it seems like they could definitely bring out something pretty crazy. The main question is when, and I imagine we won't see an unveil until next year, and then time will tell for actually releasing this to the public. Next up today, a new Tesla price increase is coming very soon, and this time, similar to last month, it's officially confirmed by Tesla. As we approach the end of Q1, it's pretty clear that Tesla has some cars they need to sell. Unlike other brands, Tesla can't offload their cars to dealers since they sell direct, so it's really important that they clear out inventory when they have it. This quarter, we're seeing them offer up to 10,000 supercharger miles for those trading in a vehicle to buy a new Tesla. The ability to transfer FSD to your new vehicle purchase is available until the end of the quarter, and so is the ability to transfer unlimited supercharging if your older Tesla has that. One other incentive is in place for existing customers, again driving them towards inventory vehicles. cars. Existing Tesla owners can get a free paint or interior upgrade when ordering a car in inventory. They're very much going after loyal customers here, so it could be perfect for some. If you were ready to upgrade already, you'll get a bunch of supercharger miles and should be able to choose any interior or paint color you may want at no extra charge. Right there, those are some pretty solid incentives, but now Tesla has 3 specific things listed on their website for the Model Y. When you go to the Model Y's main page, they're clearly pointing people to inventory cars by only giving the option to shop available or demo drive. At the top of the page, however, it details the $7,500 tax credit, 5,000 supercharger miles available on all cash or finance purchases, an additional 5,000 if you order by March 19th and trade in a vehicle and take delivery by March 31st. And then the third one is the most interesting. Rather than drop the price of the Model Y in their configurator, they are telling customers that come April 1st, the Model Y's price will increase by $1,000 for all trims. They actually did this technique going into March, telling customers that prices would increase $1,000 in March, and it must have been somewhat successful. For a lot of customers, when Tesla does an end-of-quarter price cut, it's clear that this is temporary, but here they are ensuring that everybody knows by being very transparent. In turn, they're clearly hoping that customers buy now in order to save that $1,000. Interestingly, the discount that most aren't talking too much about is what Tesla has available for inventory vehicles. When you click on Shop Available, it takes you to their inventory page, the page they're clearly trying to get everybody to shop from before the quarter ends. Available there are demo vehicles with discounts up to $7,000 off, along with regular inventory vehicles at discounts of $4,500 or more in some cases. This is mainly for the Model Y that I'm looking at, but similar discounts exist for the Model S and X as well. And these are the 3 cars Tesla is really trying to push as we approach the end of the quarter. The Model 3 is in a peculiar position since it actually costs more in the long-range configuration than the Model Y does before tax credits. Factoring in tax credits, it's far more since the Model 3 is ineligible right now. Since it has been recently refreshed, it seems they have enough demand and are in the process of scaling, so they aren't sitting on extra inventory for that car. As for the Model S and X though, Tesla has instituted a specific incentive for those cars over in China. Much like the incentive in the US for existing customers, Tesla is offering a free paint upgrade for either of those cars. In a Weibo post, Tesla said, starting from March 16th, purchase a Model S or Model X and enjoy free car paint. This event is available until the current car is sold out or until further announcement. This can cost up to $3,521 depending on the paint color, so this does represent a decent savings. Low interest rates of 2.5% are also available for these 2 cars in China when delivered by March 31st. These add to incentives for both the Model 3 and Y, where Tesla is offering an insurance subsidy, paint colors for around $282, and 1.99% interest rates. Those interest rate deals are pretty enticing, but definitely not something we're seeing over in the US. Other brands like Hyundai have been offering 0% interest here, so this is an angle that if Tesla could pull off, it could help out a lot in future quarters. At the end of the day, the monthly payment is the biggest thing for many customers, and while Tesla offers discounts and has dropped prices, interest rates have somewhat offset those. Q1 is shaping up to be a bit of a lower one for Tesla, but overall it's part of the normal ebbs and flows. I'm really curious to see how it turns out and how they end up next quarter as well. I'd imagine they are still dealing a bit with the Osborne effect for the Model Y since customers are seeing how much improved the new Model 3 is. Since the Model Y is nearly entirely based on that car, it's only a matter of time before it sees all of those great improvements too. Tesla has clearly stated that a new Model Y isn't coming this year, but for patient customers it very well could still be worth the wait, even if it's a year away. It's their most popular car and the one that is stacking up in inventory the most, so it should be interesting to see. In any case, the Model Y's price will be increasing by $1,000 come April 1st, so if you're in the market now, it could be a great time to buy, stacked with all of those other great incentives. Next up today, one of the most interesting parts about Teslas and other electric vehicles coming out is that they have different battery chemistries. Between the 2 main chemistries we're seeing in EV batteries, they each are charged differently. Now we're seeing some older Model 3 owners that need a warranted battery replacement being offered a pretty interesting new option when they bring their car in. A few years ago, Tesla made a pretty big change to the batteries that they were installing on their entry-level Model 3 and Y. Originally, they were equipped with standard lithium-ion batteries, but in 2021, Tesla introduced LFP battery technology to their fleet in North America. These batteries offer similar range and performance to the original 2170s, but at a lower cost to make. At the same time, their higher performance vehicles adopted a new nickel-based battery chemistry. Owners of early Standard Range Plus and rear-wheel drive Model 3s that need to have their batteries replaced under warranty are now being given the option to replace it with an LFP battery. A user on X posted an agreement form that Tesla made owners sign that laid out the potential benefits and drawbacks for making the switch. LFP batteries are able to be charged up to 100% every time they are used, unlike most of the rest of EV batteries we see today that are recommended to charge up to around 80% for daily use. Charging it fully doesn't degrade these cells like it would on a different pack charged to 100% all the time. This effectively increases the range of your car day to day since you're able to use its full capacity every time that you plug it in. Making the change does come with some drawbacks, however. The LFP battery pack is noticeably heavier, and as such, it will impact the vehicle's performance. If you put in this new pack, you'll notice that your vehicle's 0 to 60 will decrease by about half a second. That's not a huge difference and likely won't matter too much for rear-wheel drive owners, but it is worth mentioning. In order to compensate for the increased weight, Tesla will upgrade the car's suspension springs and dampers, as well as performing a four-wheel alignment. Another thing to keep in mind is that LFP cells don't typically perform quite as well in colder climates. This is a pretty enticing offer that will probably make a lot of sense for a lot of owners. The increased range that comes with being able to charge fully is really convenient, and I'm sure a lot of owners will want to make this switch. This is a very interesting offer, and it's cool to see Tesla offering it. Next up today, Tesla is offering an interesting new ways for certain Tesla shareholders to order a Cybertruck sooner than later. Tesla has been gradually ramping up production of the Cybertruck and increasing deliveries to more and more eligible customers. They've been working their way through the long reservation list, but customers who didn't place an order shortly after the unveil event may be in for a very long wait. Well, to those people, Tesla has been rolling out a few different ways for certain customers to jump the line. A few weeks back, they briefly offered the chance to jump the line in exchange for 30,000 referral credits. Customers could redeem their points and then would be able to take delivery of an all-wheel drive or Cyber Beast truck within just 45 days. That promotion has ended for now, but Tesla has promised that it will return in the future, although no word on when that may be. So while we wait for that promotion to come back, they've introduced a new way for certain customers to get a hold of this truck. If you are a long-term Tesla shareholder, then you may be eligible to jump the line on taking delivery. However, you do have to meet certain requirements in order to take advantage of this deal. First, you must have made a Cybertruck reservation in your own name prior to March 1st of this year. Second, you must not have already taken delivery of a Cybertruck. Then there are certain shareholder requirements that you must meet. Each participant must provide brokerage statements showing that you owned Tesla shares on February 28th, 2021, and owned at least 500 Tesla shares on February 29th, 2024. The brokerage statements from February 29th, 2024 must show that you owned at least 50% of the Tesla shares that you owned on February 28th, 2021. So it's very specific here. You have to fill out the form on their website by March 22nd in order to jump up in the line. What is especially interesting here is that you only needed to have placed your reservation by March 1st of this year. You could be an extremely recent reservation holder, and if you meet the qualifications for holding that much stock, you can jump ahead of customers who ordered years ago. This specific arrangement of factors likely isn't going to apply to the majority of people, but if it does apply to you, this could be a great way to take delivery of your Cybertruck soon. Cybertruck production has definitely been ramping up quite a bit in the last few months, but we're still not entirely sure just how many Tesla has made so far or what their run rate is. Originally, rumors claimed that Tesla would only be making 1,000 Foundation Series Cybertrucks, but they've since raised that cap to 20 to 25,000 reportedly. They're still definitely offering Foundation Series trucks, so it's fair to assume that they haven't reached that limit, along with the fact that I don't think we've seen 25,000 out on the road. I'm very curious to see how long it takes for them to deplete their Foundation Series allotment, because that should give us some pretty good insight into how production is going. Tesla claims they could ramp up production to 125,000 units per year, and then eventually further from there, but we'll see how long it takes for them to reach these figures. Once we start to see non-Foundation Series Cybertrucks, that's going to be a huge insight into how production is really going. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. We have a couple exciting updates from Rivian this week, including the fact that Rivian vehicles are now able to charge at Tesla superchargers. Ford was the first automaker to announce a partnership here, and recently was the first automaker that Tesla supported. Rivian has now followed suit, and a number of owners have already had an easy experience charging at superchargers. Starting next month, Rivian will start shipping an adapter to owners for free, allowing them to easily convert from CCS to NACS, which is standard for Tesla superchargers. Rivian said in a press release, quote, "Because we handle our charging hardware and software in-house, we can seamlessly integrate most fast chargers, including the supercharger network, into our charging ecosystem. Our unified digital platforms make it easy to transition between our mobile app and in-vehicle infotainment. This allows Rivian owners to enjoy an end-to-end experience where they can do their trip planning, filter chargers, set route preferences, navigate, and add stops without missing a beat. This is great for Rivian owners since charging at superchargers will not even require the Tesla app. just plug and play. There are already adapters available today through third parties like Lectron, but the best and cheapest move will be to wait for Rivian's own adapter if you're an owner. Immediately, this makes owning a Rivian far better, and slowly but surely, we'll see Tesla making every other EV that much more reasonable to own. It will simultaneously create more competition for themselves while helping them grow their impressive supercharging network. As for Rivian's current products, they are finally relaunching the powered tonneau cover for the R1T. This cover had tons of issues at launch, and now it's available on select R1T configurations for $500 through the gear shop, although it's unclear if that is $500 extra on top of the normal cover or not. As for the upcoming R2, Rivian has confirmed that they will make use of the heat pump to help with cold weather efficiency. This is something we saw Tesla first introduce on the Model Y, and it is becoming more common in EVs across the board. It shows that Rivian is doing all the right things to make their vehicles better and more affordable in the future, so it's very exciting to see. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the ways Cybertruck owners are already breaking their trucks, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.